The International AIDS Conference taking place in Durban came to an end on Friday with outgoing president of the International AIDS Society, Chris Breyer, giving a summary of the 5-day seminar.
Currently, PrEP coverage is very low, as we know, but UNAIDS gave us a target at this conference, and that is to provide 3 million people at higher risk of HIV with PrEP by 2020. So that is really wonderful to have as a target, and I hope we all can embrace it and endorse it. We know we have to do better, of course, for women and girls. We hope that DREAMS is going to help show us the way in the DREAMS countries. And we have to do better for young gay and trans youth with burdens of disease that should really be unacceptable to us all. While the contexts vary and the risks vary, we know after Durban that the challenges these young people face are profoundly shared. I think the evidence presented here in Durban is telling us that whether we succeed or fail in this epic struggle against HIV will depend on our collective ability to address the persistent and resistant obstacles we face. And I don't just mean the viral reservoir. I mean the continued failure to address the human rights and dimensions of the HIV epidemic. Those are the most persistent. The legacy of the HIV response is not going to be measured only in lives we save, but that's of course critical, but in the human dignity we've been able to restore.
South African Linda Gail Becker was announced as the new president of the IAS for the next 2 years and revealed what her priorities would be during her term in office.
As I view the next 24 months, I feel passionate about many things, but there are 3 things I want to call out today: youth, research, and resources. Several studies presented here this week show that unless we urgently step up our HIV prevention and treatment efforts amongst adolescents and young people all over the world, we risk HIV taking hold in a new generation. We urgently need HIV prevention and treatment programs that are tailored to reach young people. This includes services for young women and girls in Africa, but we must not forget young men and adolescent boys. We face the danger that they become the future blessers unless we intervene urgently during their youth. But also, we need programs for young gay, bisexual men, transgendered people, sex workers, people who inject drugs, and all the other wonderful people who have been mentioned in this conference, the young people who far too often are forced to live in secrecy, shame, and fear. In this regard, we also need to help and support our frontline team to get this job done. So a big shout out for our nurses and our community care workers.
Minister of Health Aaron Motsoaledi, in his closing remarks, said the world has made strides in the fight against HIV and AIDS, but a lot still needs to be done.
Durban, South Africa, and the world will remember your contributions towards ending AIDS by 2030. The success of the conference is illustrated by the participation of civil society, people living with HIV, key populations, scientists, and policymakers. It is clear that without strong civil society participation, we will not win the battle against HIV and TB.
The next conference will take place in Amsterdam in 2018, and the IAS will once again give an update on the progress made in the fight to end HIV and AIDS by 2030. Eyewitness News, ICC, Durban.